Well, welcome to Cap Crew Wednesday, everyone, on this 29th of July in 2026. A couple more days and we'll be in August already. Hope everybody's doing well. Now let's say hello to everybody's in the chat so far. Got a few in here so far. Dwight Curley was here. Hey Dwight, how you doing? Bob from PK Model Works. He's here. He'll be back at 8 o'clock in 3 minutes, he said. And we got Mike, rail artist. How you doing, Mike? And we have Truck Schreiber in here. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Glad you're in here. So where are you moving to, Mike? That was a good state. I moved West Virginia to Ohio. Oh, very good. And then you're not too far away from me, Mike. I live in New Jersey, Ohio. We used to drive to Columbus, Ohio every year for my son. We used to go to a wrestling tournament at the Coliseum there in Columbus, Ohio. So it took us like 8 hours from where I'm at to get to there. That's the center of Ohio, I guess. Everything was 2 hours from the border. Southeast Ohio near Marietta. Okay, I know where that is. Yeah, they always had there was a big wrestling tournament there at that place in Columbus. And there was always a lot of wrestlers in the brackets. And one year my son won, which was really good. I don't know, he had like, I forget how many kids were in the bracket. There was like 40 or 50 of them. Dwindled down to this him. And then they used to, every year, they used to take certain kids and they would travel all around the country. Yeah, that's good, Mike. Muskingum River. Nice. Hey, new story time. How you doing? Welcome. So, yeah, I live near a river too. The river I live near is called the Delaware River. I'm sure you've heard of that river. It divides New Jersey and Pennsylvania by the river. And it's a nice area here. So, yeah, weather today was sunny, and it was in the 70s here, so it was pretty nice weather. Yet the day before and a couple of days before that, it rained. It was raining. We had a lot of rain. They had flood warnings, high winds, but it just rained where I am. They had thunder and lightning warnings, and it just lightninged a little bit. And thunder, who cares? Yeah, no big deal. It's like to get everybody nervous. So just been enjoying the weather a little bit. When it was nice out, what was it? Was it Saturday or Sunday? Yeah, I think it was Sunday before it rained, started raining. It rained Monday and Tuesday all day long. And Sunday, I got up and then I cut my grass in the front yard, got that all done. And I did a little bit in the back. The back is a bigger area to do. And then it started to get cloudy and stuff, so I didn't want to mess around. Late in sun, by the time I got done doing the front and everything. So it's a lot of weeds I got to take care of and stuff like that. Yeah, I did. I have this tool that is a long handle and it has a curved cutter on it, and I put it in between and I cut the weeds. The weeds are really like trees. They're real thick. They're like, some are 2 inches diameter, and this thing cuts them no problem. A little elbow and it cuts it. So I got to cut them up into smaller pieces and get rid of them. I got them all cut up, because I have a fence in my yard that goes all the way around the property in the back of the yard. And then the other people have a fence on their side. Hey, Mike, welcome. How you doing? And so I got 2 mics in here tonight. Between the fences, the weeds really grow rampant. So I finally cut them all down. The side on my one side, younger couple, but I never see them cutting the weeds in between the fences, and the weeds just keep coming, so I cut it down. The other side's an old lady, and she can't get there because she had the big wooden fence, and she don't see them, so I just cut them all down, get rid of them. So that's just a little fun stuff to do out in the yard. This one side of the house, I got to get to it. It's stuff that I haven't gotten to yet. That's all. All the rest of it's grass. But that side of the house, there's no grass on their side. It's sidewalk. Then there's stone on both sides of the sidewalk. Whoever had a house before it is threw stone down in that area. So I don't know if I'm going to take it out and just put like maybe peat moss or something there. I don't know what I'm going to do for yet. Got to figure it out. Takes time, but then the weather is never cooperative. If it's sunny, it's 200 degrees out. You don't want to work outside with that type of heat, stuff like that. So it's hard to say, do what you can when you can. That's all. But that's how it works out sometimes. So one of my videos, I showed you guys my push button project. Yeah, I know that song. Yeah, it's an old song. So my push button project, I got all the buttons working, and they're all back together now. All the bumpers and everything have the lights, and they're all working and everything. And the last couple of days, just a little bit here and there, okay, Mike, no worries. And I started putting the wires back up, and that takes time. Fortunately, I had the eye hooks. Hey, Bob, welcome back. I had the eye hooks already there, and I just put a new zip tie in, and then I wrapped it around the wire, all the wires in that cluster, and then I pulled it tight, and then it pulled it up above and hit it out of place. I just have a couple more spots to do. Didn't get them all done. I just do a little bit at a time. Then I turn on the system, make sure that everything is still working, stuff like that, and see how that goes. So I'm almost done with that wiring thing. It looks a lot better with the wires tucked up above instead of just hanging down. And all the Waco connectors that I have to connect the wires together and everything. Some of the clips that I 3D printed for them to mount them up on the wood, on the wood with a screw. I screw it up there, and then I can slide the Waco connector in there, and it'll keep it up, and that helps keep the wires up too. But some of them got moved because I might have used a different wire and shortened the wire or something, so I had to unscrew it and then move it over a little bit so the Waco connector could fit in there. And I got them all up there. I just have some others that I have to play around with. On the first level, underneath the layout, I have a bunch of them, but they're not hanging down far enough to make any difference. First of all, you can't see them because the skirt covers all the wiring that's underneath the first level. But I crawl under there a lot to work on stuff and stuff like that. So I need the wires up at least a little bit to get them out. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, I've always been that way. Okay. Get up early in the morning, start working on things. Yeah, you gotta. And if the weather's nice, I go out and I'll do something in the yard. Come back in. By that time, it's time for lunch. Have lunch, then I'll work on the layout the rest of the afternoon. I like to get out before it gets too hot. I want to be out in the afternoon, late afternoon sun. That's too hot. Layout skirting is good. God said hides a multitude of sins. Yeah. Well, after I put the first level up and everything, I said, how am I going to hide all that wiring? I can't mount it all up because it just doesn't make sense, because you have to change something. Like right now, I'm working on a turnout on the first level. If all that wiring was tucked up in there, it'd be hard to get to that, stuff like that. So now I don't store anything under my layout. I have maybe 2 boxes underneath there, but they're for a project that I'm working on out there. So I just take them, I take that out of there, and then I do that. Like I have these plastic bins, and they have container cars in it, and they're for up in my industry up on the top level. I have to put them back. I never put them back yet. So they're in a container and they're underneath the layout, but no tools, nothing. Now I might leave something there when I'm working. Like, for example, this turnout I'm working on. I have a drop light underneath there so I can see. I left that underneath there. And I have a drill bit underneath there. That's the one I put on my Dremel tool to screw up the motor and everything. So yeah, you can do something like that, Bob. That's, you don't have no uh, wiring to worry about. Well, you'll have some wiring. You're going to have lights in your buildings and stuff like that. That's going to be some wiring underneath your layout. You'll have a little bit, but not a lot. So, uh, yeah, so I was, that turnout, when I was testing that SW1 engine and an NW2 engine in and out of the yard, one of the turnouts, the points weren't moving back and forth properly. And then I found the tortoise machine wasn't working. So I brought it in here, took it all apart, put it back together. It still didn't work. So I don't know what's wrong with it. So I changed it out with a small, and that has a decoder on it. So it was real easy. Yeah, so you're going to have a little wiring, that's all. So a little, I took that turnout, the small, and put it right back in the same spot that the torch machine is, because they're the same footprint. And I didn't have a long enough spring wire for the turnout. And so I ordered from Amazon 0.025 KNS music wire. And when I got it, that was just too flimsy. So I went to the hobby shop today and I got some 032 because that's what I really used, 032. But Amazon didn't have any 032 on their screen available types of spring wire. So I got, this is a 3-foot long piece of 032 spring wire. So I have plenty, I got 3 pieces and I got plenty of them in case I have to change out a motor or something later on down the road. So then I got, also I got these wall mount just plugs. They're the gooseneck. They're the gooseneck lights. They go on the wall and they face down. These are going to go on the 2 new engine house that I just 3D printed, and the other engine house that I 3D printed, but that was there for a long time. So I added this other engine house on there. So that's what these 2 lights are going to be for, one for each. And I'm going to put them on. And all I got to do is run the wire to the Woodland Scenics just plug connector. There's one underneath there somewhere. And fortunately, this is on the first level, and that's where all those are to begin with. And I have some of these up on the second level in that grain facility, and that does, you know, that they're plugged into just plug. So when you have these hubs that you can plug into one of the just plug things, and then you can run a long wire to another little hub. I don't know how many. I think you can put 4 hubs on one of those things and expand out and have, you know, the hubs have 4 connectors on it, so you can have 16 lights on one of those devices or something like that. So I got to plug somewhere around. I got to find it. Then I'll run little wires there and get it down. You don't have to make up curtains. I got my where did I get my material from for my layout? I got it online somewhere. One of the fabric places. They had the right height I needed, and I got, I don't know how many, I measured it in yards, and then I just got a couple yards and then put it on. I used brass tacks and hammered them in to the plywood, and that keeps the skirt up. Then I just lift it up and go underneath there. When I put my creeper underneath the layout to get up there, to get up higher, sometimes I have to lift up the skirt so the creeper can go underneath and stuff. But sometimes the creeper rolls over top of the material and it gets caught and it won't move. Other times I hit it just right and then it goes in, but not always. So it goes. So this is another little project getting these lights in, stuff like that. So I told you I was trying to get decals for my SD40 engine, because it had a road number on it. The road numbers go right in there, I guess. And so I go, this is all orange, the Rio Grande orange. So I needed orange numbers on the black, shell. So I said, well, I got my color printer. Jim Tedesco helped me get that, and I got the right one. And then I brought up my program and I created the two numbers that I wanted, and I changed the color from black to orange. And I said, great. And I printed it, and it came out yellow. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that because it's really hard to see, but it's yellow. It says 569, and they're yellow. They're not orange. Now, I printed it out and then I sprayed it anyway because I said, we'll see what it looks like. But that's yellow. And I go, I don't know why it didn't come out orange. Red, and I think the red ink and the yellow ink will make orange. If you mix red and yellow together, it makes orange. So I said, I have red. Oh, I got magenta. So maybe the yellow and the magenta didn't. So I said, okay, what am I going to do? So I looked. Now, this was Monday morning. Monday morning, I looked and I said, orange numbered decals. And microscale came up. Yeah, that sounds good, Bob. I wanted mountains, but I couldn't find mountains. I don't know why I wanted mountains. I wanted something, and it's just a plain design, nothing real fancy. So Monday morning, I get up and I start looking for orange decals. And Microscale, I went on their website. No, I didn't go on their website first. I found a guy on eBay that was selling the Microscale decal, and it was like $7.50 for the pack. But he wanted to charge $21 for shipping. And I said, bull crap, I'm not buying that from him. The hell with that. So I got the part number because he had the orange ones and the part number. And then I went on Microscale. Hey, Joe Rader, welcome. How you doing? I went on the Microscale site, entered a part number, and sure enough, it came up and they had it in stock. The only problem with buying things from Microscale, you have to spend $20. You can't just get one pack. So I got 2 packs, and then I got some. I always need this stuff: the micro set, and the micro saw. Use these for the the decals, and I always use up this stuff pretty good. So these 2 bottles were $5.25 each, and then the 2 decals, and I'll show you. That's the decal. They're orange, and it's railroad Gothic letters and numbers orange. So you got A through Z in different font sizes, and numbers 1 through 0 in different font sizes. So I numbered that engine 569. Well, they got 5, 6, 7 right in a row. And I like to do that because then the numbers are all in a line when you put them on the engine. Because if you do individual ones, it's hard to get them all lined up. So I'm going to renumber it to 5, 6, 7. That'll make it easier for me. So I got 2 packs of orange. If I ever get make some cars and make them with black filament or something, then I can use these orange decals to throw them on there. So, but the funny thing was, I ordered them Monday morning around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. They came today. Now, Microscale is in California. Okay. They didn't send me an email that they shipped it. I got a text message from the post office that, was moving around already. This was late. When I think I got the first text message. On the 27th. So that was Monday at 10:30 in the evening. So 12 hours later, it arrived at the post office. And then 27th, it went to Anaheim, California. And then on the 29th, which was today, at 12:04 a.m., which is 4 minutes after midnight, it arrived in New Jersey. So they must have flew it across the United States to get it from there to here in less than 2 days. No way they drove it over. And it was out, it came today and it was delivered this afternoon at 1:45 in the afternoon. So that was pretty quick. That's the first time anything from the west side coming to my house moved that quickly. That's what I expect. Hey, Russ, welcome. How you doing? Glad to see you in here tonight. So that was pretty good that they were able to move it that quickly and get here today. Because it did have an ETA of Monday, the Monday coming. Pony Express is getting better. Yeah, that's pretty funny, Joe. Yep. Sometimes you wonder if they're using the Pony Express. Well, now I think guys are um, overcharging on their shipping charges on eBay. I really do. There's no way one of these sheets is going to cost $24 to ship. Okay, it's not possible. I could put this in a padded envelope and put a stamp on it, and it'll go. Okay, tracking information, it'd be $4 or $5 to ship this. No way it's $20. So he wants to make money on you from on the shipping too. So what he's really saying is that it's costing you. Let's say he charges $21. Say $15. He's making profit on the shipping costs, right? So 15 and the $8. So he's charging $3 for one of these sheets, and on micro scale, they're only $7.95 or something like that, not even $8. So he can keep his $21 shipping fee. I won't order. If I see anything more than $10 on shipping fees, I won't buy it from him. Yeah, there's packing expenses. Yeah, but a sheet like this, there's no packing expenses, Bob. This here came in a padded envelope from Microscale. That's all it is. You don't need that. This here is like economy bubbler mail. What does this cost? 50 cents at the top most. No, it's not free. I understand that, Bob, but it's not. This is not $21 either. This here would cost you if you went to go out. I bought envelopes. That's how I ship out my people to people. Like Joe Rader, I shipped out the people I made for him a couple days ago. You should be getting it in a couple days if it's not already down there. I don't know. It didn't have any tracking. I just put a regular stamp on it and mailed it out the other day, on Monday. So it should take long to get down to you, Joe. And this here, I got a whole stack of them for like $8 or something. Yeah, not yet. It'll be there. It'll be there. So yeah, it could have been sent me an email. Yeah, right. There's hey Derek, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, so I mean these guys on eBay are Ronald Urdu, how you doing? Welcome. These guys on eBay are trying to make a killing on the shipping. And when I see that, I'll find some other way to get it. I'll go, there's so many different avenues that we have to choose from. It just makes it easy for us, right? I didn't realize Microscale was in California, but then I used to buy a lot of decals from them in the past, and I don't remember, but that's what they do. Yeah, it is, Bob. It's very difficult to figure out what to charge. Like I made people for Rick Rollman, and he kept on telling me how much you want for him, how much you want for him. So I made him 2 full sets of all the people in bigger than O scale. And so I just charged him $10. I charged him $10 for the set, for each set. So that was $20. And then shipping, I went on usstamps.com, printed out a label. The label cost me $4.50. So I charged them $26. That helped pay for the envelope and that's it. Not $21, So gotta be realistic. Now, some guys on eBay, like the guy in New Jersey, I buy a lot of things from him. He's an eBay seller all up in there, and he only charges like $8 to ship it. And sometimes I buy 2 or 3 things from him, so it only costs me $8, where it would cost $8 for each item if you want it at different days or something. But I get decoders and stuff from him. He's close by in New Jersey. He has good prices on them, and even Jim Tedesco ordered something from him once. But he's on eBay. Then I found out he was always mailing me when he shipped out the stuff. He put a thank you note in the package, and it had a discount. Next time you buy something, you get a discount. Well, I'm all for discounts, so I ordered on eBay, and it wouldn't accept the discount code. Then I found his website. I went to his website, and it accepted the discount code on his website. So I said, great, now I know what to do. So I'll just go to his website and look for what I need, and then I can get a discount from that. So, but that's, well, yeah, if you're selling things on eBay, they charge you blah blah blah. But I sold things on eBay. I didn't put that on my customers. I just put that as a business expense on my part. I used to sell computer equipment on eBay. Computers, servers, all kinds of computer stuff. And I didn't put the price of what eBay takes out on my customers. If I charge them $200 for the server, and then the shipping costs, whatever it costs to box up a big server, that might have been $15, $20 at the time. That's all they would get charged for. Then eBay would take out a percentage once they paid I think that's how it works. I don't remember. I haven't sold something on eBay in a long time, but that's what I remember. Is when you pay, then say you get $200, then eBay takes their 40% or whatever it was. I don't remember what it was back then. I don't think it was 40%, but they might be getting greedy now. So yeah, that's why I'm going to go to that guy's website instead of going on eBay and ordering it, because going directly to his website, then he doesn't have to pay eBay anything. So if I need a new decoder for anything, I'll just go boom in there. Yeah, that's all right. Once a nurse, always a nurse. That's what partners do, Mike. Gotta take care of each other. Yeah, so I was pretty happy that those decals came as fast as they did. So can't complain. And I don't think I think Microscale only charged like seven. See, but they're a company. They get a cheaper rate to ship things from the post office and stuff like that, because they send out a lot of stuff. Guys on eBay, they don't make, unless they're a business on eBay. Yeah, I guess so, Russ. Yeah, I think they did. Because I don't remember 40%. Now, I would have never sold things if it was 40%. They don't deserve 40%. What are they doing? They're not helping you sell it. They just give you a platform to put it on. I guess they figure, like everything else goes up, right? So, oh, when I was at the hobby shop, I was in. I looked around the store. I knew I wanted those lights, so I knew they had them there. I got them, and there was a guy behind the counter there in the train area, and they have a whole RC car section in that building too. And they have a racetrack there at the facility and all that kind of stuff. So they're diversified a little bit, and they have NCE stuff and Woodland Scenic stuff, and all kinds of train stuff in that building also. And there's a guy there, and they were talking, and then I put my 2 cents in, and then the guy walked up back, and he was at the counter, and I was behind him. And then we started talking. We were talking back and forth a little bit, and yeah, that's right, Russ. So anyway, so I was talking to the guy, and I said, "Oh yeah, I have uh, these." I showed him these lights that I got, because he was talking about lights on his layout, and I said, "These are what I use, and they work really well." I don't know what scale he had, and I talked to him a little bit, and then I was telling him about the I'm on YouTube and I do a show, and he says, "Oh, that's very interesting." So he gave me his business card, and he's interested in finding out more about what our guys do. He's a producer, director, editor, DP. I don't know what DP stands for. So he's in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. That's where he's located. So that's not far from where I live. So told him I'd give him a call once, and we'll discuss things and see how that works out. So he must do a lot of video producing or something like that. But he had Model Railroad, and I don't know if it was in his house or he's a club member or something. I don't know. So, but it was nice to get out, go to the hobby store, talk to people, stuff like that. That was pretty good. And then I started also, um, the resistor wheels. Okay. Y'all know I've been working on my rolling stock and putting resistors on the wheels, so for block detection and stuff like that. And I had bought the resistors myself, and I was putting them on, and this was a long time ago, and they didn't work, and I didn't know what was going on, so I abandoned it. Then I started buying them off of this guy I met at Amherst. I met him up there, and then we got to know each other. And he makes them for me, and but they were 5K. Did you get those little AC units from YouTube yet? Yeah, no, Russ, I got them. They're running constantly. It keeps the temperature nice and comfortable. It's not like it's freezing cold. It's, for me, it's comfortable. Right now, the rooms are in the like 78, 77, one room 79. I can't complain. The train room is 81 right now. So that's not too bad for that big room. Because there's no windows in that room. I can't open up a window and let air flow through. So it's sealed. So, and it works pretty good. No, my electric bill is, you don't even want to know what my electric bill is. Matter of fact, they just read the meter the other day, I think, and with the solar system here, Derek, my electric bill is, no, 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 no. Take the 2 zeros off of that, Russ. Less than $5 a month. The biggest month I have is December and January, when I have all the Christmas lights on, and my electric bill is about $30. I can't complain, because even in the winter time, the solar panel is still making generating when the sun's out. Yes, yeah. My house is a ranch house. Okay, so my back roof is covered with panels, and the roof above me has panels on it too. That's behind me is south. You need a southerly view for solar, for up in the northwest, northeast of New for sun. Same thing with satellites. satellite TV, you need a southerly view. Say your house is sitting on property and you have trees in the front of your house. You couldn't put a satellite on your dish because the trees would block the dish. But if that's facing north and you go to south and you don't have no trees in your backyard, or vice versa, whichever way, then you can, then you would have a southerly view. No, I don't have that. No. We used to have not a budget plan, but it was I don't know what they used to call it, but you could pay the same amount every month if you wanted to. And then at the end of the year, they would adjust it, and then you would have either a big bill or a little bill. All depends. No, roof mount. Equal payment, something like that, Russ. Yeah, something like that it was called. And it was the same amount. Like when I was first married, we lived in a house, everything was electric. The heat was electric, swimming pool was electric, the hot tub was electric. Those things were running all the time. Had computers in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. My office had many computers in it, and each kid's room had a computer in it. And they were on all the time. And a couple TVs. And, it was a total electric house. And my electric bill then was $700, $800, $900 a month. And then guy came and he said he wants solar, and they only put one little solar panel on my roof, and it took care of the hot water heater. That's all it was. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Take care. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Trent has a budget billing. She gets a big bill in December. Yeah, it all depends on when you started the plan. Like mine was in when I was married, and we had it at the house. It was in I want to say April or March or April, something like that. It all depends when you start the plan. Oh, really? Well, see, if I use no power, I don't have no bill. And if I'm using the same amount of power all the time, okay, the layout, all the lights come on every night. They're they're on from 6 o'clock in the evening until 11 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock, and a couple minutes afterwards, they all start shutting off again. Don't need them on all night long, but they're on every day, on and off every day. And my electric bill is minimal because of the solar system. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Bob. Thanks for stopping in. Catch you later. Yeah, so it's been you know busy with this and that. So I started cleaning my office today. Oh, the resistor wheels. I got sidetracked with the other, answer people's questions. Um, the resistor wheels. After I got them, then I'm starting to get them from this guy. And since I had the test track in my office, I was able to test them to make sure that they worked. And what I noticed was when I put the 5K resistor wheel that he made on the track, it didn't trigger the BD20, which means the light on the AIU01 didn't come on. But when I put the second one on, it did. Oh, no, it's no big deal. That's what I'm here for. I like the interaction sometimes. And I have my laundry list, and if I go, if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. No big deal. So the um, yeah. If your house is insulated, your energy costs will be lower. And my house is well insulated. If I have the window open in my office right now, and it was 85 degrees in my office. Now I have an air conditioner unit, a regular air conditioning unit, and that's a heater also. And that's not too hot. Once it gets up to 90, then I'll turn the air conditioner on. And I turn off the air conditioner and I open up the window if there's a breeze blowing. There's a breeze blowing in here. It dropped the temperature down about 12 degrees in about 15, 20 minutes with this little breeze coming in here. So this room is well insulated. Even in the wintertime, it's not really cold in here. I have to turn the heat on if it gets below 0 sometimes. And below 32, if it's windy, then maybe I have to turn it on and stuff. How many panels do I have? I want to say there's about over 30. I'm pretty sure there's over 30 panels up there on my roof. They're 2 by 4 maybe, or 2 or 3 by 6, something like that. They're not. I don't know. I never measured them. Matter of fact, I got to go up on the roof and check the gutters and clean them out. I haven't done that yet this year. So I clean them out, make sure there's no debris in there. I have one tree in my yard, and the branches fall off, and they fall into the gutters. And they make a mess. Yeah, I believe they are. Whatever the latest was, I got this system 5 years ago. Okay, Joe, thanks for stopping in. Catch you later. Appreciate it. So I was just so I just let him go and stuff like that. So back to the resistor. How old is the system? Oh, well, I got it when I moved into this house, Derek. I've been in this house since 2020, so 6 years. July 20th was my 6th year here. And so the system I got the solar system within the first year that I moved in. I think it was in the spring of the following year that the solar system got put in after I moved in. So 5 years. I'll say this: the solar system is 5 years, and I lived in the house for 6 years. I believe so, Russ. I'm not too sure. All I know is if the power goes out, my house stays online. I don't even know the power's out. The only way I would know if the power's out is if I looked outside, it was nighttime, and I didn't see any lights on in any of the houses around. That's the only way I would know the power's out. Because when my system cuts over, I don't even know it. All the computers stay on, everything stays on. So yeah, it's a good system. So I can't complain. Yeah, a while back, I had this company call up and said, "Oh, we can give you um, X amount of dollars for switching over to our energy company and get out of the traditional company that you're in." And I said, I must have been wasn't feeling well or something that day. I said, "Okay, switch me over." Well, after I switched over, my electric bill went up, and I couldn't believe what the heck's going on. So after about 3 months of high electric bills, and to me, $100 electric bill was high, and I go, "What's going on here?" And so I called up the original company, and I said, "Hey, switch me back to you, and I'm going to report that company to the Better Business Bureau because they didn't give me any money. They charged a higher rate for kilowatts, and that's what was going on." So I said, "Screw you," and I switched it over, and then my bill went right back down to what it was supposed to be. So anybody calls you and tells you they got a deal for you, don't believe it. I won't. No more. They keep sending mail, in the mail. Um, Here, an offer, this and that. I got a nice shredding machine right here, and it goes right in the shredder. If it's a white envelope and it doesn't have any lettering on it or my address on it, because I shred everything, I take the envelope and then I use the envelopes and I write notes on them and stuff like that when I'm working on things. So it's like I don't throw the mail away. I shred everything with my name on it. I don't throw it in the garbage. Nobody's going to get my name and address anywhere. So unless I give it to them. In and out, the solar company sold to another solar company. So I'm on a new solar company group now. And my phone apps don't work anymore because the other solar company isn't in business anymore. So I got to find out uh, their apps. So I used to be able to check the batteries to make sure they were, what levels they were at and all that kind of stuff. I was able to check um, the grid, how it was connected to the grid, or if it was just going, yeah. All the displays on the on my phone don't work anymore, so I got to find out if they have the apps. I haven't contacted them yet. No big deal. I'm not worried about it. As long as my house is fine and my electric bill comes to me in normal amounts, then I'm not going to worry. So these Russ, these air conditioning units are not condensers. Okay, it's not like the original air conditioner units. You know, they have a condenser in it, and that's what makes the electric bill go up. Not these things. These things here are probably like running a radio or device. Who knows? Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. When I do my taxes, I get a tax credit for having solar system in on my house. So I get that tax credit every year. Yeah, swamp coolers. Yeah, something like that, I guess they're called. Yeah, I think that's what they are, Russ. Yeah, no condenser on. And they're very quiet. Now, I have one in my bedroom, and it's right on the nightstand right next to where I sleep, and I can hear it a little bit. It doesn't keep me up at night or anything like that. And it has a button that you can. It makes it isolate. You know, the things move back and forth, so it goes this way, stuff like that. Has 3 speeds, and they've been running ever since I got the other connectors for them, and I plugged them in. Hey, Dave, welcome. How you doing tonight? So, you know, once I plug them in to the AC power, then they just work. Amazon had the adapters that I needed, so I only have one plugged into a USB hub, and that's in my living room, and that seems to be working fine. But that's not hooked up to a computer. That's just plugged in to an AC outlet, and it has 4 ports on it. It's a USB desk hub, I guess you want to call it. Oh, so back to my resistor wheels thing. Yeah, I don't know about in 6 minutes. Um, I would say maybe about 30 minutes. It did it. The rooms in my house were in the high 80s when it was really hot out, when it was in the high 90s, you know, over 100. It was in the high 80s. My office gets hot because this room, but I have an air conditioner in here. For the rest of the house, the rooms are, you know, they were in the high 80s. And as soon as I put these things in each of the rooms and everything, it dropped the temperature down to about 10, 12 degrees, and it's comfortable for me. Not sweating, and that's it. So, and so those resistor wheels, like I said, the 5K, when I would put it on the test track, it wouldn't light up or trigger it, but I put the second one on and it did. So it needed to have 2 resistor wheels, and I always put 2 resistor wheels on each car. But what happens if your car Yeah, I'll do. I thought I did one. I think I did one with the air conditioner units on there, Russ. Uh, what happens when the car straddles two blocks? It's not going to trigger. Yeah, no worries. It's not going to trigger the one block or not because it's, you know, needs two wheels. But when I spoke to NCE, they talked about having a 1K or less resistor on the wheels. Smaller the resistor, the more it's going to trigger. So that's why I got the 750 ohm resistors. Once I did that, each wheel I put on the track triggered. So the guy had mailed me, I ordered from him the resistors to finish up all the cars I had. You all seen all the cars sitting on my workbench there. And I said, so I ordered all the wheels that I needed for the cars. They came. I started testing them. Some worked, some didn't. So I emailed them and said, hey, these aren't working. And so he mailed me an envelope, a you know, a labeled envelope so I can mail back the ones that I found that weren't working anymore. He wanted to test them out. So I put all of the new wheels that they sent me in the bag and shipped them all back to him. And then he said he was going to make me some 750 ohm resistor wheels. Because on his website, he only does 5K and 10K. And I think he does another K higher. Okay. And I'm not sure what, I know for sure it's 5 and 10. But I need lower than that to work. So he's going to make me up all the ones I need to finish the project with 750 ohm. Because he ordered a bunch of 750 ohm surface mount resistors, and he's going to, I think he said it only takes a couple of days to get his. I don't know where he orders them from, but when I ordered mine, it took a couple of weeks to get them. So, and I don't know why when I make them, they're not working anymore because I did 35 cars and they all worked. And when I straddle two blocks, both blocks light up, and that's what I wanted. And so eventually, all the cars that have the 5K resistors on them, I'm going to take them off and put on a 750 ohm resistor on, because when they're okay when they're running on the track, that's not a problem. But when you bring them into a siding and you are crossed over two blocks or something, you want both to be lit up because the car is straddling both blocks. So I'll do that because I know I have a lot of cars that have his 5K resistor wheels on, and I'll have to check them all out again. But once I talk to him again, then I'll figure out a plan of attack to do those. So what he'll do then on his website, he'll have the lower resistors on there for the NCE people, if you want to buy resistor wheels from this guy, you do this. So hold on, still on my show. Hold on a second. And so that's it. So just want to say thanks a lot, everybody, for hanging out with me tonight. And you'll catch me next week on the first week of August. So everybody have a good night, and we'll catch you all later. Thanks a lot for stopping in. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Bye. In the stream now.